I want to dive into your life in living in Germany. What are some of the challenges you have experienced as an African and also as a Christian living in Germany? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm Esther and today I have a lovely friend here. Her name is Marion and she was born in Germany, went to Ghana for a short while and came back to Germany. So today I'm going to ask her questions surrounding her life experience living in Germany and in Ghana. So Marion, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Esther.
Thank you.
Me on your channel.
Thank you. Thank you for honoring this invitation. It has been a long time coming.
Yeah. It has been busy, like the back and forth trying to find a date. But yeah, we finally made it.
Yeah. So, Marion, can you give us a little introduction about yourself?
Sure. Okay, yeah. So my name is Marion. I was born here in Germany. And then at the age of, let's say, maybe 4 or 5, I can't really recall, my parents took us back home. Me and my siblings took us back home to Ghana, to school, and then I came back here after my SHS in Ghana.
Wow.
To further my education. Yeah, so that's just a little bit about myself.
Okay, so but when you were here, did you learn the language a bit before going to Ghana?
Yeah, so when I was here, we went to school a bit, like kindergarten. So we were able to speak a bit of the German. But then when I went back to Ghana, I spent like almost 10 years.
Wow.
So when I was in Ghana, I couldn't speak a word German. So, but when I came back here, I went to a language school. And then for the way maybe others would pick the language, for me it was quite faster because I had some experience with the language already. So it was quite fast for me to catch up on the language again.
Okay. Okay, so when you went to Ghana, you were very young. So do you have some memories of your time in Ghana during that period?
When I was little? Yeah, I think, I have a few. And I quite remember that when they were taking us to Ghana, I quite remember I was actually really excited. I don't know why, but I was actually really excited.
Yeah.
And when we went, okay, what I recall it was that I couldn't really speak Tree that well. So anywhere you go and you speak Tree, they'll be laughing at you. That your tree is not good, your tree is not good. Yeah. So that's what those are some of the things I recall. Yeah, but for now my tree is
better. Okay. So when you came after your secondary school from Ghana, coming to Germany, what was the experience like?
It was new. Everything was new for me. Yeah. Even though, like I mentioned in the beginning, even though I was born here, still when I stepped out of the plane, everything was new. The language, I couldn't hear anything.
Wow.
Like I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Wow.
Everything was new, like the environment surrounding, the roads, everything looked so fresh and new. And yeah, that was my first like cultural shock.
Okay.
Like I realized, now I'm in a totally different place.
Yeah. So how were you able to maybe pick up, or did your parents kind of tell you this is what you're about to experience, so you were prepared to experience them, or how were you able to face all these challenges?
I wouldn't say no, they didn't really prepare me for anything. Okay. They didn't also no, they just said, if you come, then you come and learn the language. But they didn't say, it's going to be like when you come now, you will not hear anything. Like they didn't prepare. African parents, they were not prepared for anything. You just come and face it. Like you have to fight your way through. Yeah. So they didn't. I wasn't prepared for anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you came here after your secondary school, did you go directly to the university route, or
no.
you repeated your secondary school again?
So when I finished SHS in Ghana, then I came here. I did like 10 to 1 year German course.
Wow.
And then after that, you have to do like a 1 year college. Yeah, you do a 1 year college because the WASSCE, the WASSCE is not accepted here in Germany.
Okay.
So especially from Ghana, some other countries they accept it, but from Ghana they don't accept it. So I had to do first like let's say 1 year German course, 1 year the college, and after the college you write an exam, and the college is in German. You do like German, maths, chemistry, physics, and some other courses, and then you write a final exam, and then you are allowed to study in a German university.
And was it difficult?
Well, yeah, it's not that I wouldn't say it's that easy that you can relax, and you have to put in effort. It was really demanding, especially when it's getting close to the exam. It's really the final exam is really demanding, because some of the subjects are totally different. Even though like maths, they teach maths here, they teach maths in Ghana, the standard is totally different. Yeah, and you really have to put in
the effort.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. So I want to go back to before coming to Ghana. What were the misconceptions? I know maybe you Googled or you kind of wanted to know what you are coming to face. What were some of the misconceptions you saw online or you were told? And you coming here, was it confirmed or it wasn't? It was just not true.
So definitely let me put it like this. So when I knew that I was going to come to Germany, I told a few friends that, I'll be going to Germany. I won't be studying in Ghana with you guys, unfortunately. And then, when anybody hears of Germany, the first thing is racism and the language barrier. So those were the things that I was kind of looking at. Okay, how am I going to cope with these things? Racism. Because, and also the language barrier. Those were the things that kind of frightened me. I would say.
Okay, but when you came here,
and then when I came, so I haven't really experienced like how should I say, really direct racism in my face, like maybe just some kind of light ones, but I think everybody is something that everybody experiences. Maybe you go to a supermarket and the cashier doesn't want to put the money into your hands, or I don't know also if that is racism or she does it to everybody. Or she doesn't say hello to you, the black person, but says hello to them. Yeah, those minor things. But aside that, I haven't like experienced any harsh kind of racism.
So after your secondary school, so did you kind of plan what course you wanted to study, or during your your how should I say, your exams, that was when you saw maybe this is your strength, let me focus on this, or what was the plan?
So it's a good question. Actually, I wanted to study architecture from way back in Ghana, and I also had that in tech. But then my parents were like, no, it's not a good course. After that, you are not going to get a job and all that. So when I was coming here, I didn't have any like course at heart that I wanted to study, because what I really truly wanted to do was the architecture. So my second kind of course that I wanted to do was maybe IT. But then also here too, my parents had a plan that no, you have to do either they were mentioning something like pharmacy or electrical engineering. So I went through the college, and the good thing also about the college is that they kind of introduce you to some of the subjects that you'll be doing later in the university. So I had a feel of IT, a bit of IT, the IT subject, and I realized that nah, it's not for me. And also, I had a bit of feel of the electrical engineering because in the physics we did a lot of. That was crazy. We did a lot of this kind of electrical. I also realized nah, that's it's not for me. So yeah, so when it's getting to the end of the college, and then you have to start applying to the university and choosing the courses. And for my parents, they were like, "You are going to choose electrical engineering." So I said, I actually, funny enough, when I went to submit the form, I chose electrical engineering.
Wow.
But I don't know how, but something just told me that. Some few days later, I went back to the school and told them that I made a mistake. And then I submitted a new form with a new course, which is environmental engineering or environmental science and technology, which now I did. And funny enough, I chose that because a friend chose that.
Oh, okay.
And at that moment too, I was really frustrated. Oh, but there was one more course I had wanted to do aside what my parents were saying. That was food and science technology or something. Yeah, I wanted to do that. And I told my mom about it, but she said, no, that one too, no job, blah, blah, it's bad. So I was so frustrated. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to do electrical engineering because it's a tough course.
Yeah.
So I asked my friend, hey, you chose this environmental thing. I was like, shit. So he told me a bit about it. I said, okay, fine, I'll just go with that. So that's how I ended up choosing that course.
Yeah.
But funny enough, I have grown to like the course.
Okay.
And yeah, I feel that it also really matches. Like, I just like it. Yeah, I just like it.
Yeah.
So that's how I came up with my course.
Yeah. So I want to dive into your life in living in Germany. What are some of the challenges you have experienced? First of all, maybe as an African and also as a Christian living in Germany.
Okay. Let's start with the African challenges. Yeah, okay, like I said before, I've not really experienced like direct or any harsh form of racism. And then maybe a challenge, I don't know if it's a challenge, but then let's say maybe you go to, even in school, in the uni, in the class, mostly you're just the only black person.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel like, they were like a group of black people you could hang out with. But yeah, mostly you're the only black person. It's kind of sad sometimes. Because it's kind of also difficult for the Germans to mingle with you because they're also just with themselves. So unless maybe there's another African or there's another person from a different country, like a foreigner, then you can it's easy for you guys to interact or come together. Yeah, so maybe those are some of the challenges so far. Yeah. But yeah, I can't think of any serious issue I've faced.
Okay.
And then as a Christian, it will be as a Christian, a challenge. How would you define a challenge as a Christian? I can't really.
Okay, a challenge as a Christian. Okay, for me, I would say that I was brought up in a Christian home. I was privileged to have my parents sending me to church almost every Sunday. So that was kind of like what I saw Sundays to be. But in Germany, some people work on Sundays, you know, and sometimes it is optional. But some professions like doctors, nurses, you have no option. You have to take care of patients. So you have no option but to sometimes work on Sundays. But some people work on Sundays to earn more money, you know. So as a Christian, you might say, oh, I mean Sundays, so far as maybe that was what I was brought up with, it doesn't mean I should continue that path. You can decide to also maybe neglect your worship or Sunday church service and go to work. And also your community. In Africa, I see most people go to church, but here in Germany, everyone is kind of like in their own apartment. So if someone is going to church, you don't really see them, because no, for me, what I've seen is that not so many people that I live with are Christians or go to church. So you have to decide that I want to go to church. You don't have to wait that, let me see, maybe I'll be encouraged by someone going to church, or someone knock on my door and let's go to church. So as a Christian, I'll say that you have to be firm in your faith and say that I want to pursue God for myself, not that I want to be encouraged.
It's true.
Before I will pursue God.
It's true. But funny enough, I find it kind of funny that, like, I would say since I came here, this is where the place where I grew closer. I had like a relationship with God and became kind of more serious with my walk with God, because I wouldn't say in Ghana I was more religious, just going to church, come back home. But here, I don't know if it's also because of maybe I always say my uni life was a struggle. Maybe because of my struggle, which brought me closer to God. But yeah, I think this place rather brought me closer to God.
That's nice.
And and my parents, when I came here, my father already was going to a church with, so when I came, I just joined his church. So I didn't also really struggle finding, maybe if he wasn't in any church, maybe the beginning would have been a bit difficult to find, which church now will I go to? But, and also, when I came, I think I've been able to surround myself with quite some few good people who also encourage me. So I haven't really been challenged that much to lose my faith or anything.
That's true.
Although I'm not saying there are no challenges here, but
the thing is about conviction. Like, if you yourself, you've accepted God, like, that wherever, no matter any circumstance, I will still go to church or something. Because sometimes, even in Ghana, I usually go for church service and someone asks me, why do you always come to church? It's about you yourself going to church, or you yourself having a relationship with God. And in here too, you will definitely face some challenges that might discourage you. I've been discouraged several times not to go to church. Sometimes I've felt like, oh goodness, like why is this happening to me? I don't want to go to church. Then the Holy Spirit will just speak to me like, just go. And so what I would say is that in that circumstance, when I go to church, I receive a word that encourages me. So it's just you having a personal relationship, and not you joining a group or thinking that you'll be encouraged to go to church or have a relationship with God.